Well, everybody, it's another edition of the Hurry Up. Sorry I've been late. I'm trying to catch up with all that news of the free agent frenzy that is the NFL. The NFL is back, and it's right now taking precedent over a lot of things. Like I said before, you know, baseball trade deadline is this Sunday, so we'll see where a lot of people go. Carlos Beltran already is a Giant, but let's get into this. Let's get into the NFL because a lot of moves have been made and a lot of teams have improved. The only thing I really am worried about though with this NFL free agency frenzy is that teams can't practice. Their new players cannot practice for a week. So they all can sign today at 6 o'clock. They can come into your camp. They just can't hit anybody. So hopefully they'll get a lot of mental reps because when you got guys coming in, like for example, if Nandi Asamoah comes in for the Jets or Cowboys, because those are the two teams likely to land him. Maybe the Buccaneers. I'm hearing some rumblings about that, but he's narrowed it down to two teams. Those two teams wouldn't have this guy acclimated into their system for at least a week. And on top of that, you got to force feed him or spoon feed him, whatever you like to do, the knowledge of, your defense. Now, let's get into a little bit of the Nnamdi situation. Nnamdi Asamoah, two teams, Jets and or Cowboys. Let's start with the Cowboys. First off, the Cowboys have endless amounts of money. You know Jerry Jones, that man, pockets are deep, deep boy, and he will throw money at him. Remember the last corner that they threw money at in 1995? What was his name? I think he's going to Canton this week. I think he's going to Canton, Ohio. I think his name was Primetime? Dion? Yeah, so that might be what they do, because they might be looking in that direction, bring back a little bit of the lore, a little bit of the mystique that is the Cowboys, bring back a player who would bring in prime time, people who would add a little bit of a swagger to your defense, even though he's not, that necessarily that type of guy off the field like Sanders was. He is that type of guy on it. So that would be bad. And I know Jerry Jones wants to head to the Promised Land, which is another trophy in his case. As for the Jets, now here's what I think is funny. The Jets have a lot of holes in their defense, but if you get down to the Asamoah, you do mask the holes. But the team that's built them, I hate to tell you this, Jet fans, is the Patriots. Yeah, they got Chad Ochocinco. Yeah, they got Wes Welker. But you forget those two tight ends, Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. Who do you got to cover those two guys? Now, if you put those two guys out, and what they're going to do is spread them out on linebackers, so now you have two tight ends who are athletic like receivers on linebackers. What are you going to do about that? That's going to change up your whole defense. It's going to alleviate your blitz packages, because now you got, instead of having two linebackers crashing in, you're going to have two linebackers out. Or what you're going to do is take those two linebackers out and put DBs in there and hope that happens. So it's going to be a lot of chess matches going on with those two teams as they build. Plus, the AFC East has gotten a little bit better. The Dolphins, they got a pseudo quarterback. I don't think they want really Matt Moore, and they wanted Kyle Orton, but they're probably not going to get him because the asking price is too high. So Kyle Orton probably will spend another year in Denver, which will allow Matt Moore and company to, how should I put this? Matt Moore is only a stopgap there, and I think what they're trying to do is let Pat Delvin, the guy from Delaware, develop. They like him a lot. He went undrafted, probably went undrafted because of a small school, but they're going to let him develop into that system and maybe see if they can get a quarterback probably next year. They also have Reggie Bush, which is going to open up a lot of holes. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch the Miami Dolphins next year and see how that team goes. A few teams that I really do like are the expansion teams. Well, not expansion anymore, but Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers really are solidifying their teams on defense. And Carolina's bringing a lot of players back, which are going to help Cam Newton. They're bringing back Steve Smith. They signed D'Angelo Williams. They signed John Beeson. They got their James, their defensive end, James Chandler, I think his name is. So he's signed. So they've got a lot of pieces that they're adding, which is pretty good. So I mean, I know Carolina went 2-14, and I don't expect them to do much, but with those signings, I expect at least 6 wins. At least 6 wins from those teams, because they're going to have at least a core nucleus of guys. As far as the Jaguars, they got Buzz Leslie. They're in talks with Clinton Sessions right now. They got Dewan Landry. They just signed down there too. So they got a lot of things going. They were after Eric Weddle, but his asking price was a little too high. So it just goes to show you what these teams, and they're fighting in the AFC South. But don't get me wrong, they have a great offense, or at least they have a good running game. They don't have a great passing game, which they'll probably look into. But the cream of the crop of that division is the Colts. So that's the team you're looking to beat. Now that brings me to my next point. Every team in the AFC has three teams to beat. You have the division winner that you have to beat in your division. You have the AFC champion winner who went to the Super Bowl, which would be the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then you have the Green Bay Packers to beat. On the NFC side, you have two teams to beat. You have your team in the division, and you have the Super Bowl champs. See, what I'm saying is that when you're building a team, you've got to build it from the top down, which means you've got to build it from the team that won to the team that beat you, and so on and so forth. Or you can do it from the bottom up. Like, for example, the Jets beat New England. Now it's on to go to Pittsburgh. So now you're trying to figure out how to beat Pittsburgh to get to where you were. It was last time it was beating, they went to the AFC Championship game. It was the Colts. They beat the Colts. It was the Patriots. They beat the Patriots. Now it's time to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's take that far. The Eagles have the same thing. The Eagles are, they already are the top division. Now they have one team that they're shooting for. Now everybody else is looking up at them in that division. And as for the Packers, everybody's looking up at you guys, saying, how do we get there? So you're trying to build. What the point is you're trying to build your team to beat the top teams in your division. So San Diego, you're looking to beat Kansas City. Jacksonville, you're looking to beat Indianapolis. Browns, Bengals, good luck when you're trying to beat Pittsburgh. Maybe it'll be the Ravens this year. Who knows? You know what I mean? And then obviously Jets, you're looking to beat the Patriots, which you already did, but you're looking to be where the Patriots were and advance further. On the NFC side, you're looking at the Atlanta Falcons looking to beat New Orleans. The Rams looking to beat Seattle. The Giants looking to beat the Eagles. So on and so forth. That's it for the hurry up. I'll see you soon.